So
We're not doing none of that today. We're not doing none of that today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bird's Nest. I'm sorry, it's just hard for me to get up after a performance like that. I can handle the loss. When we lost to the Falcons, I was upset, but it wasn't like this. It was not like this. They just didn't show up to play. And
So I'm gonna
I'll
go
let
off.
I'll let y'all go ahead and start. But
I'm
I
gonna go
haven't.
off script here, and I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do on this podcast, and I'm just going to go here. Like, I have never watched a game where I was so disappointed at the unpreparedness, the just lack of just everything fundamental about football, about my team, everything that I felt like my team represents did not show up at that game on Sunday. And I have never been more disappointed. Like, as much as I defend these guys, as much as I soup these guys up, as much as I brag on them and stuff like that, like, you can't come off, especially a defensive game that they came off of against New Orleans, and then turn around and give up that performance. Like, that was just awful. So if anybody from the Eagles is watching or listening, that can never happen again. I have never seen the Eagles play that bad. And there's been a lot of bad years, but I have never, ever in my fandom seen the Eagles play that bad before. And
you've seen them
I've
play that
never seen it.
bad. You've never been that let down. Let's put it that way.
Listen,
Yeah.
They've played that bad before, but you've never been that let down.
all those missed tackles, like, just the missed tackles alone, like, you could have done everything else right and still had all those missed tackles, and I would have felt the same. Like, those missed tackles alone. But then everything else on top of that, like the fumble by Jalen when they're in the red zone, like that just can't happen. Like, just everything that went down in that game was just a pure disappointment. And it was like, you guys knew it right away. Daniel, you said, look, I'm turning this off. I can already see
First
how this is
quarter.
going to
It
go.
didn't even take me but
I mean,
10
it was
minutes,
24 zip in the first quarter. Like, 24 zip. Special teams, normally special teams is the A- squad. Like, they normally have their stuff together. The special teams pushing somebody, they don't know the rules.
Running
This
into each
cat
other.
actually
Yeah,
said,
just
I didn't know that I couldn't push the guy into him and not get a penalty. Like, how do you not know that?
that's
Anyway,
bad
that's my
news
rant.
bears.
So then we can talk football after that. Justin, I don't know if you have a rant, but that's my rant. I'm disappointed. Do better. Do better. Period.
I'll say my rant when we get to the topic at hand, but I got words.
Well, for context, Eagles lose to the Bucks 33-16. Baker Mayfield 30 for 47, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Mike Evans 8 for 94, 1 touchdown. Chris Godwin 6 for 69. Stats weren't terrible. Numbers don't do it justice, but that was an absolute beatdown. Eagles, like Mom said, fell down 24-0 in the first half. Actually kind of clawed their way back in the second half, the beginning of the second half, only just to completely implode going into the fourth quarter, highlighted by another turnover from Mr. Turnover Machine himself, Jalen Hurts. So, you know, we go through this every week, and I feel like it's whatever, but hey, man, this is starting to feel like that year with Carson Wentz, where it was like we just can't get out of our own way. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was
We're not doing
2020 or 2019, what year that was, but
2020. You don't want to go through that again, Mom. That's why you're denying it. But
that's why you're in
you
denial.
better get
But
yourself
it's
right.
I'm not in denial. I just know that that's not this. Carson Wentz was horrible. That's
and
not this.
Jalen Hurts is not playing well. He is not playing well right now.
He's not playing horrible like Carson Wentz was.
That was kind of a horrible game. I mean, to be fair, he didn't have his weapons, and I think we talked about, or we didn't talk about that, but off air we probably talked about the fact that the only quarterbacks that really get a pass are Mahomes and Allen. Everyone else kind of gets the excuse of when they don't have their weapons, then whatever. Like Joe Burrow kind of gets that excuse. Jared Goff will get that excuse.
Every other quarterback gets that excuse for Jalen.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Every other quarterback.
That's a point, but like, I don't think those other quarterbacks ever played this bad. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean.
What is bad though, Just? Like, explain to me. I understand turnovers, but turnovers aside, like, what is so horrible about the way he's playing?
What do you mean turnovers aside? Like, what? That's a major
turnovers
part of...
aside. Like, but if you look at his stats side by side to Pat Mahomes, the numbers are almost identical.
Let me give you a... But everybody's asking what's wrong with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking what's wrong with Mahomes.
Mahomes is not playing like Mahomes right now.
Yeah, everybody's asking what's going on with Pat Mahomes. So that's to let you know. And Pat Mahomes is 3 rings. So he gets to play however he wants to. He's already a Hall of Famer.
I'm not saying that. I know that. I know he has 3 rings, but what I'm saying is everybody's saying that Jalen's playing so horrible, but his numbers are comparable to who you consider to be the greatest quarterback. So what is he doing that's so horrible? That's all I want to understand.
Turning the ball
Make it make
over.
sense.
Literally, that's what
Okay.
he's doing. That's so horrible.
Well, he
How many
has
turnovers
one
does he
more
have?
turnover on the season than Pat Mahomes. One more.
Well, one more interception or one more turnover?
One more turnover.
We might have to fact check that one. I know the interceptions, but he's fumbling the ball too.
He's fumbling the ball. He's not running the ball well. He's a little bit inaccurate. He was inaccurate in the Tampa Bay game.
In this last game, he played bad. Yeah, he overthrew
played
Saquon.
horrible. It's like it's every week we're walking out of the game, and it's just like we have to try and like figure out what's going on with this dude. At some point, you just got to play better.
And to kind of piggyback off that, like I feel like right now we're going through the ebbs and the flows of the season, and that's one thing. Like the defense looked great last week, it looked terrible this week. You know, the offense, the continuity, the play calling looked terrible one week, it looks good the next week. This week it's whatever, right? But I don't know if Hurts has a signature game this year yet. Like he doesn't have a game where I'm like, yeah, he was hooping, he was balling out. Like it feels like every game we're playing, it's like, yeah, but Hurts, yo, what's good with this guy? Like every game.
The second half of the first game in Brazil, he looked like normal Jalen Hurts. He took the team on his back and he won that game.
He did not take
the second game, not so much.
He took the team on his back and won what game?
The Green Bay, the Packers game.
Saquon has been taking the team on his back. That's the only person.
Saquon and Q Mitchell were the only players that fought back.
I think you guys should go back and watch the game because I think you forgot. I think it's recency bias, and I think you guys are like being very, very exaggerated and extreme right now. Like you don't need to be.
All I'm saying is he doesn't have a signature game this year, and that concerns me. We're into the second month of the season.
They played 4 games.
Well,
I mean, can he have a?
You're a $200 million quarterback. Can we see something that's worth $200 million?
You guys always be on this WPS. Like it's not. Who cares?
What do you mean? Who
$250 million is not going to make you have a signature game in 4 games. Like relax.
It makes the standard.
They're 2-2. It's not like they're 0-4. What?
I said it makes the standard higher. It makes the standard higher. When you get paid that much money, like you're an elite quarterback, that's the barometer. So you have to play like an elite quarterback. I don't know. It's just he doesn't look the same. He doesn't look the same. Remember, Mom, when I told you, I say the story all the time. Remember when I went to training camp in 2021 and I came back like he could have been better. He looks like that. Like he doesn't look calm in the pocket all the time. Like he doesn't look like he knows really what he's supposed to be doing or what he's doing. Or I hate when that happens.
I don't know what you say to trigger that, but it's some trigger word. Calm, maybe.
He doesn't look like he's in command all the time. Sometimes he got it, but most of the time it just feels like that fumble, for example, right? Made the defender miss. He didn't have any receivers open down the field. Like they look at
rid of it.
He doesn't have anybody open down the field. Run! There was nobody in the middle of the field. Run!
Third offensive coordinator in 3 years. He's learning a new system. Like, come on, guys, you guys do that, but it's the truth. He has inconsistency.
I get it, but like at the same time, he just doesn't look like the same guy. It's fair to say he just doesn't look the same.
Well, it's fair to say also that he hasn't had a consistent offensive coordinator in an offensive system that he can get used to running since he's been the starting quarterback of the Eagles.
So when do those excuses run out? Because Carson Wentz had the same excuses.
Well, they run out next year.
Carson Wentz had a much worse team around him than Jalen does when he started playing. He did.
And you know what the difference is?
When does that run out?
It runs out next year. But what I'm trying to say to you is, you made me forget my point because I just got a text.
Because I made so much sense.
What?
Well, what I want to say is I keep going back to like our early conversations, right? And like the one thing I said was if this whole Nick Sirianni thing is going to continue to rear its head throughout the year, we're going 6-11. And it feels like with the interviews and the team's unpreparedness, and I know we won against the Saints, but now this is the second game in a row where, for 3 quarters of football, whether it be the first 3 quarters, 1, 2, and 4, whatever you want to call it, for 45 of the 60 minutes, we don't look good. We look bad. So it feels like it's unraveling, and to me, that's a reflection of leadership. That's a reflection of the top down. It starts with Sirianni, but then it falls on Hurts. And, you don't have a signature game. Your team is coming out looking unprepared. To me, this was the week where you don't have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Exactly.
What? You don't have those two guys. It's not like the
Yes.
Buccaneers are good. They just lost to the Broncos for crying out loud. They just got
You don't.
smacked by the Broncos.
Well,
Go make a
listen. When a
statement.
team gets smacked
You have
like
a
that,
bye
like
week.
we
It's
got
not like you're.
when we came off the Atlanta loss, what happened? We came into New Orleans and we won that game.
We
The
didn't look
defense
We
good.
showed
beat them
up.
The
up and down the
defense looked
field.
good. The defense looked good. The
Yes,
offense
but
was
we still
terrible.
won.
We scored
The
15
offense.
points. And that's what I'm saying is, like, when we needed to set the tone, all right, the defense came out and set the tone. Jalen Carter finally had a good game, right? But
Mhm.
hurts, bro. Like, where is the leadership? Barkley came out and had a good game. I'm seeing sound bites of Barkley in people's ears talking about, hey, you a dog, be that guy. Where is that of Hurts? Where is that of the leader, of the captain of the football team, of the $200 million man? Or is he too worried about being engaged? He's too worried about being Mr. GQ.
No,
He's
don't
too
do
worried
that.
about shooting new commercials.
Don't be on the
Like,
WPS,
yo,
Daniel Kyrie. Like, stop
I
it.
just don't like
Stop it.
watching bad football. And like to Justin's point, when you watch a team play, you can just tell. Like that the quarterback position is the hardest position in sports. Everyone knows that. And there's no, you know what I mean? You can look at the Dolphins for crying out loud. Everyone wants to say whatever about Tua. When they don't have Tua, they look like a JV squad. Tyreek Hill, all that stuff is out the window, right? So you can just tell. And to me, he looks like a bottom half quarterback right now. Like when the throws are there, he makes the throws. Like he's an NFL player, right? He's one of the top 32, which is really, really good. But you don't look elite. You really don't even look that good. You look kind of slow. You know what I mean? You're making bad decisions with the ball. It's like your pocket presence isn't where it needs to be. And then on top of that, the team looks sloppy. So like, I think this bye week is coming at the absolute perfect time. But I think it all
And
comes back
so
to this Hurts and Sirianni thing. Like
I'll say no. It has nothing
I
to
don't
do
know
with
if
that.
his
I'll
head's
say
just
this
not
to
in it
that.
because he doesn't like his coach and he can't give his 100%. But like,
And I know. No, that's not it. He's a winner. He wants to win. He don't want to look bad. It doesn't matter what his relationship is with Nick Sirianni. That would never make him play the games like he's playing the games. But the problem is that there is no dress rehearsal. And I keep saying this. You guys keep shrugging me off. That they don't play preseason. Who cares? Blah 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 blah. But I'm telling you, this is their preseason. This first 4 weeks was their preseason, and he had to play it without AJ and Devontae and Lane. I mean, like, damn, it's 107 degrees out there. Like, come on, guys. Like I
don't
know
do
that sounds
that.
like a
That
bunch of
that
So
excuses,
everything
but
has to be perfect. You have to have Lane
no,
and
everything does not have to be
Devontae and
perfect.
AJ. It
No,
has to be
nope, did not say
75.3
that.
degrees.
Did
It has
not
to
say
all be
that.
perfect for him to play well.
Did not say
At
that.
some point, when are you a baller? When can you ball?
when is it you? When are you the
So
reason we're gonna win?
he throws the pass to Dallas Goedert, just drops it. Just the dude just straight drops it. It was a first down. That was them to continue the drive. The dude just straight drops it. So then now it's a 3-and-out. So now they got to kick and put their defense back in. So that's Jalen's fault that he just dropped a first down pass. That's Jalen's fault.
No,
No,
but
it's
Saquon
Jalen's
Barkley
fault.
being wide open down the field and Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 7 yards out of bounds when you're an NFL
I mean,
quarterback.
he's
Yeah,
gonna have that. Justin, he's not
yeah,
gonna be perfect.
that's
Just like
that's
you said,
Jalen Hurts'
everything
fault.
doesn't have to be perfect. He's not going to be perfect. He's not the
What's
perfect quarterback.
Jalen's fault is the Eagles down 30-16, calling their way back. Defense is making plays. They're driving the ball down the field, and you want to fumble
And
and
you
give
fumble.
them
Yes,
the
that was
ball.
his fault. Okay.
That is losing football. Like
Losing
it's
football.
just, and
Okay.
it can't be you. Like at a certain point, it's like how many like. If it was the first time ever, all right. Like if we weren't saying the exact same thing the other 3 weeks, then I'd be with you. All right, cut the guy a pass. Like he's balling out. He made a mistake, right? But it's every week with this BS, yo. It's like the most inopportune time for him to do some stupid stuff. He turns around and does it. And to me, that's again a reflection of just bad quarterback play. It's just bottom half quarterback play. Period. Like that's what it looks like when you're outmatched in the professional league. Like that's literally what it looks
I
like.
feel like it's
Just
bad
dang.
coaching,
This on
but
this
it's
third
whatever.
down, it happened. On
I feel
this
like,
third
and
down,
that's
he's
not
doing
me
it.
And you
fangirling.
can
That's
say
that's
that.
bad coaching. That's
You
bad
know what's
coaching.
crazy? And I kept it to myself, and I shouldn't have kept it to myself. But what's crazy to me is like he only throws the ball to the star players. And you notice that he's only going to throw the ball to Goddard and Barkley. Did Jahan Dotson have a target?
Yes, he caught the ball once,
Did he catch?
but
No,
he
I don't think
don't
he had
get
a catch.
open.
He didn't
Yes,
have a
he did.
catch.
Yes, he
He
did.
had 2 catches, 11 yards,
He had
4
two catches
targets.
for 11 yards. I
4
might
And he
not
threw
been
it to
after I turned
Paris
the game
Campbell.
off, but Jahan Dotson, he's not throwing the ball to Jahan Dotson. He's not throwing the ball to Paris Campbell. He's barely throwing the
He
ball to
threw it to
Johnny
Paris.
Wilson. He
Johnny
threw it to
Wilson
Paris
can't
one
catch a
time, but
cold.
that's what
He's
I'm saying.
targeted Johnny Wilson several times, and the dude can't freaking catch.
I'm just saying.
Wait, well, what
See,
does that have to do with
that's what.
anything?
I'm just saying
Because
that's
what has to do?
quarterback play to me. Like you have, like he's not throwing to the wide receivers, which I get it. Like I mean, Johnny Wilson is a freaking AJ Brown out there, and Paris Campbell's not either. But like at least throwing the ball. Like they're
He
not open any
did.
play. They're not open. You always got to throw it to Goddard or Barkley or something. Like they're not open any of the plays. I
Justin, he
can't see a
did throw
Jahan
it to
Dotson
him. They
target.
don't
Like
catch it. That's why I said y'all need to rewatch the game. You
No,
can't.
that's why I'm so mad because I'm like, I turned the game off for the second quarter. I did. I'll admit it. I didn't watch the second quarter, but I turned it back on the third quarter. and they look like they look better. They look like, all right, like we got to wake up. Let's go out and play some football. They scored a touchdown. Wishmacall came back and you know what I mean. They scored. They had a 12-play drive to answer it, which was cool. We blocked the kick, returned the 2-point, and all the momentum is like, oh, the Eagles are back in it. Then we're driving the ball down the field. All this stuff about he's not throwing to his targets and all that is out the window. I think Paris Campbell had 2 catches that drive. Like, we look good. Saquon's running hard. Everything's going well. But, boom, you fumble the ball and give it back to him. And then the game's over. Then they go down and get a field goal. Now it's a 3-possession game going into the 4th, and the game's over. So, like, I'm not even saying anything about none of that because I think he's still accurate. Like I said, he's a pro quarterback. You can tell the guy's really good. Like his ball placement, all that is good. It's just bad decisions and losing football plays. Like, and to me,
Bad
it's setting
coaching.
up the stage for something. Howie is not gonna play this show. He is not. We've seen this. We've seen this story before. We've seen it. You got your money now.
I'm gonna say this. Look, I'll give you guys this promise. I'm telling you, after this bye week, it's gonna be a totally different team. Totally different.
Well,
I think that is La La Land, Fantasy Land. I don't
It's
think
not
we're
La La
it's
Land.
not
finally.
La La
First of
Land.
all,
That's a good segue,
first of
Ma.
all, first of all,
Go ahead.
the schedule lightens up a little bit. We play Cleveland,
Yep.
we play the Giants, we play teams that aren't supposed to be that hard. And I know we played Atlanta, but Atlanta's pretty good. Kirk Cousins, and we beat New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? We beat the Packers, so the schedule lightens up a little bit. I think they can come out of this like 6-game stretch winning at least 4 games. At least 4 games.
Remember the last time we said that?
No,
Last
I don't.
year, after we played the Cowboys. The schedule lightens up. We should be able to run the table. You know how many of those games we won? One. A singular one of them.
Yeah,
We
because the
lost
wheels
to the
came off. I mean,
Giants.
this is
We
not
lost
you
to the
can't.
Cardinals. We
So
lost to the Seahawks.
you ask me when something runs out. When does that run out? Like when are we going to stop attaching last year to this year?
When they stopped
This
playing like
year they're
last year.
2 and
When it
2.
stops reminding us of last year.
When they
They're
stopped playing
two
like
and
last
2.
year.
They're already better than the end of last year. They won
They're
one
2
more
and
game
2.
than they did at the end
But I'll
last
tell
year.
you what. If they come out after this bye week and lose to the Browns, season's over. Period.
Okay, then it's
Season's
over.
There's
I'll give
over.
you
nothing
that.
else to be said. The Browns have the worst offensive line I've ever seen in my life. Deshaun Watson is old for some reason. I don't even think he's 30 yet, but he's old. They don't have a running back. Like if we come out off this bye week
You're right.
in the link and lose to the Browns. Matter of fact, if we don't win by at least a touchdown, I'm not
We got to
giving
blow
nobody
them out.
nothing. Yo.
Like that has to be a statement game. But I'm done saying stuff like that. Like I just know it in my heart that it has to be a statement game. But they're going to beat the Browns. They're going to beat the Browns. You're going to see.
I hope so.
It's gonna be a different team after this bye.
Hey, remember when you
But
said 13-4 though? Both of y'all.
Yeah, I said 13
We
to 4.
halfway there. I'm not losing 6
I'm
games.
doubling down on that. That's still a possibility.
I changed it to 9-8. We'll be lucky if we go 9-8.
I still think 11-6 is feasible, but again, you can't come off this bye week and not look sharp. And I think if we don't, then it goes back to the original point of Sirianni and Hurts are not a match for each other. So one of them got to
These
go.
guys didn't just forget how to play football. Hurts did not just forget how to play football. Like
It's like they forgot to
it's
play football.
he's still that guy. It's I'm telling you, it's coordinator, it's coaching, it's getting used to each other, it's chemistry. He's playing with receivers that he hasn't really played with. His 2 number 1
Excuses.
guys are out. That's excuses,
Excuses.
but it's also the truth. It's also
No.
the truth. You saw how Joe
I
Burrow
feel
looked
like
when
if
he
I
didn't have
came
T.
home,
Higgins and Jamar Chase. He looked the same way. They were 0-3.
He always starts 0-3. Always.
No, Daniel. No, they do not always
Yes.
start 0-3. No, they don't.
Joe Burrow is
Stop.
always 1-3 through his first 4 weeks, and then he wakes
No.
up.
Okay, so you know why? Because they don't play in the preseason like we did it, and that's
Joe
their
Burrow doesn't have
preseason.
7
Like this was ours.
Joe Burrow doesn't have as many turnovers. He doesn't have 7 turnovers. So there's that.
Hey, Justin, they're still
It's
losing.
fine.
They're losing
Yeah.
without his weapons.
At least they can say, hey, at least our quarterback's not turning the ball over. We can't say that. We're losing and he's turning
Well,
the
their
ball over.
quarterback's
So
not winning.
Yeah,
Well,
see,
we're
that's what
losing
I'm
because our
saying.
defense can't stop a nosebleed with a freaking quilt. That's why.
and Jalen can't stop turning the ball over.
If you say so.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Like, their defense
Like
stinks, but
you're counting
our
against
issue
him.
right now is the quarterback. Like,
Just
The
because the
news
defense
center-
doesn't stink doesn't mean the quarterback doesn't stink too. They can both stink. We got our butts kicked. Everybody stinks except for Saquon Barkley. Everybody, as far as I'm concerned, nobody is good.
nope.
Like,
So what was your segue, Daniel? Go ahead.
That was my segue. The next 4 games for the Eagles are supposed to be a nice little stretch. Browns, Giants, Bengals, Jags. Jaguars are 0-4, Bengals 1-3, Giants 1-3, Browns 1-3. So, I mean, the NFL season goes in quartets. I feel like each month you have kind of like a new storyline or new momentum that takes place. And if the Eagles are going to do it, this is their chance to turn the season around. I will say, it feels like the sky is falling as it often does in Philly, but we are still 2-2. You know what I mean? With 2 wins. I don't know if the Saints are good, but a win over a good team on opening night. So, I mean, I'll withhold judgment. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that, like you said, the Bengals' issue is their defense stinks, right? Our issue is our quarterback stinks. Like, if you look at the games, if you look at why the Eagles lost those 2 games.
No, they lost against
I
Atlanta
don't know
because
about Atlanta.
Saquon dropped the ball. Saquon dropped a pass that would have iced the game, and that's why
I,
they lost that Atlanta game. Not because Jalen threw a pick. Jalen would have never had to throw that pick if Saquon catches that ball.
I think Atlanta was more of a coaching loss, but
That's
definitely
not a
this one.
coaching loss.
That's a coaching loss because they could have handled that situation a lot better from a coaching perspective. It's not like Jalen went out there and laid an egg. He did what he had to do. And I'm harder on him. I'm hard on him too. Like, don't think I'm just hating for him, but he did what he had to do in that game.
Been the same thing all year, bro. Like I said, he managed the game. He didn't have a star-studded performance.
I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying he's not the reason we lost. Like, that's
All right. Well,
I was at that game, and he really did have a star-studded performance. He wouldn't have had to throw that pick or tried to force that ball in there if
Mahomes
Saquon
wins that game. That's all I'm saying.
Well, because I won't say this, but
yeah, that's all.
That's the greatest quarterback of all time. Does Josh Allen win that game?
But
I mean, on one
Josh
token, you
Allen
want him
wins
to
that
be Josh
game.
Mahomes, and then the
Josh
next time
Allen,
you're saying
Lamar
we
wins that
only
game?
needed a field goal, dog. Like that's the part that blew me. Is it wasn't like we needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever. We had 38 seconds. You had a timeout. That's a win. You know what I mean? If you're an elite quarterback, like that's a dub, bro. Like,
the game is over if Saquon catches the ball.
right. But if Hurts is who we think he is or who he's supposed to be, we walk out of that game with a win anyway. Mahomes literally has done it this year. All that bad quarterback play, yada yada, this and that. Give me a field goal. I promise you, we'll get that. You give me, you give me more than 30 seconds, and you need 30 yards. We're gonna get that. Somebody's gonna catch it. Noah Gray. I don't even know who are these dudes at this point. He's making rookie scrubs look like actual bona fide starting receivers at this point. Like, come on, but I'll let Hurts. What I want to talk about is the defense, because I feel like they're under the hook or under the radar right now. But piss poor performance, headlined by Darius Slay, our defensive captain, going on Micah Parsons' podcast and deciding to, give his 2 cents. Mind you, I don't know if y'all peeped this man or not, but he looked a little hazy as well when he was speaking. I don't know if y'all peeped that or not, or if I'm just being whatever. But
You're being a little bit.
All right, but what did y'all think about it? First of all, I feel like for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I love the fact that he's the pit bull. Like, I love that he's, the mouth of the defense, and he's going to talk that talk. And he's got the Dion going where I'm going to talk my smack and I'm going to talk the talk and walk the walk. But when you don't walk the walk, bro, and you got to go back with your tail between your legs like this, and you talking about, like, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Belt
like,
the butt. Belt
yeah,
the butt.
like, you know what I'm saying? You got AB out here posting you, calling you a scrub and stuff. Like,
What I don't like though is that he was already going back and forth the week before with Micah, CJ Johnson Gardner, and for him to go on that podcast like that was like a slap in the face to his teammate. Like, you're a captain, you just don't do that. Whether you think that Micah was right or whatever, like, if you're a captain, there's etiquette. Like, even if you feel like that was on CJGJ, you told him, you got to back it up and da da da. That's what he was saying on there. And like, if you don't, then you got to deal with the consequences and this and that. Like, you don't do that mid-season to your teammate and you're a captain. Like, that's some rookie crap right there. You're a
you
veteran.
don't do it with a division rival. That
That's
is.
insane. I just don't. Listen, call me childish all you want. Say, oh, it's only fans that hate the team, whatever. I don't care, bro. They in your division. You playing twice. You're directly competing with them. They're the threat to the throne. Like, you don't do that.
It's unserious, is what it is.
So
It's
buddy.
unserious.
I think football is too violent of a game for you to be friends with everybody like that. Like, that's just too buddy, especially in season. In the off season, it is what it is. But like,
that's y'all generation. That's like soft.
It's in season.
So soft.
It's unserious, and I felt the same way. Uncle Matt couldn't have explained it more perfectly the way I felt it. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, they're being dramatic. Like, it's fine, and like only the fans hate the teams, like you just said, Justin, blah blah blah. But then, like, I thought about it, and you know what I thought about is, did y'all see Lamar after they beat the Cowboys? And Marvin tried to go on live. He was like, bro, you really shouldn't even be on live right now. Like, you dropped that pick. Like, come on, dog. We need to lock in. You know what I'm saying? It was like there's just a certain, like, stigma. There's a certain way of going about your business that I feel like that shows me that we don't have that. Like that shows me that win or lose, it's a game. Win or lose, I made millions. I had a great career. It is what it is. Like you're not getting torched by Mike Evans on your head top like that and just letting it rock, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just feel like,
And then before he even did that, he had to tweet like, "If you're gonna talk bad about me, talk about my 6-time pro."
which that's
Blah, blah,
fine.
blah.
That's just slay. That's slay. That's
To me,
whatever.
Like,
that's worse
I'm
than the
not feeling
Michael
that.
Parsons thing. To me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why is that instantly where your head goes whenever you get the criticism? It's like
Like,
I get it.
defense
Like I
might be
get that
bad, but
you.
I'm good. Like,
I get that you have to think that you're the whatever in order for you to be that good. You have to think that you're that good, and it starts from that. But it's just like, dog, like your entire unit as a captain just got tossed up and down the field, and your first instinct instead of saying, "Yo, we got to play better," instead of saying, "Yo, like that was a bad performance from us," is, "Hold on, before you talk about me, I'm 6-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All Pro."
just
Dog,
bad.
that's mad childish, dog.
Bad.
That's that Shamar stuff. Y'all lost. I did not lose. Y'all lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's that type of stuff. Like that's mad childish,
And let
bro.
me
And
get in the
icing on the
camera
cake.
again. Big Slay, if your ears should ever grace this podcast, I root for you. I cheer for you. I holler, Big Play, let's go, Big Play. Will you make a big play? I am disappointed. You have disappointed the mom of the group. Do
I'm the
better,
same way.
sir.
I see it. Yo,
Do better.
before the season, Slay's my dog, but like I call it when I see it. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
And the icing on the cake was, did y'all see CJ with the story? Just dang. ...
Hmm.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, y'all. Like that. When I first saw that, my heart dropped. I was like, oh, season's over. Like,
We're cooked.
we're
We are
cooked.
They're gonna have a
cooked.
conversation. They're gonna have to
We
have a
are
conversation.
It's week 4, and we're talking about this the same way we did last year. Like,
we are
bro, why the Eagles
cooked.
are a joke, bro. Like, I got Commanders fans in the group chat, like talking smack, and they're right. Like, come
We
on,
are
bro. Like,
cooked.
it's too early to be feeling like this. It's too early to be having these conversations. We should be at least 3-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we have that loss, then all right. Like, but this is not a good start to the year, and
Now, can
it's
I say
not
something about the defense?
pass rush.
You guys got on me last week when I said, okay, Jalen Carter can do it to a backup center and a rookie guard, a trash guard. Where are you when we need you? I don't like it. I don't like it. And I root for Jalen Carter. Again, that's another dude that I said I want to see him be Aaron Donald. I don't like it. The whole defense is getting their butts whooped, and you know where to be found. I
They game
found
plan
Q.
for him. In his defense, they game plan for him. Like they wasn't
Hey,
doing
listen. Listen, we got Avonte Maddox or not Avonte
oh
Maddox. We got CJ on
oh
Mike Evans, right? We got CJ on Mike Evans in the end zone. Touchdown. Easy money, right? What they did, they put Q on him and said, try it again. No, I'm not getting scored on. I don't care. I'm not getting scored. We could be playing as bad as possible. Guess what? You're not scoring on Q. The whole defense did play a bad game, but you know what? You're not better score on Q. I don't care if you Mike Evans. I don't care if you whoever. You're not scoring
Didn't
on me.
Trey Palmer Moss
I
Q?
want
He made a good catch on him, but it's not like he scored a touchdown.
I think he mossed him for a touchdown.
No.
Or Sterling Shepard or somebody. Like,
Nope.
Q had one
it
play
was
where I was
probably
like,
Maddox
dang, even
who
Q.
It was the
I want
double
off
play.
the
It was the
field.
double move. I know what you're talking about. It was the double move. He threw it down the field, and Q was right there, but he made a good catch.
Okay.
Q broke the arm, and he held onto the ball. But guess what? He's not scoring on me. I'm just saying, like, just do something. Like, let me know you're there. Did Jalen Carter do anything? Did we know he was on the field?
I don't think so.
That's supposed to be
I
our
Stafford?
saw I
guy. That's
saw
supposed
your
to be our
boy
best
Bryce Huff
player.
though. Your boy Bryce Huff kind of got in there a few times. Got close, but
Zero
closer than the others.
stats for Bryce
Now,
Huff.
He had one
He had
tackle
a
or something.
he had a
Oh,
pressure.
tackle. Nice.
He had a pressure and a tackle. That's nice. But yeah, go ahead, Mike. You were starting to say it.
I
Go
said
ahead.
I want Maddox benched immediately
Off
off
the team.
the field.
Team is crazy.
Off
But
the
yeah,
team.
you got to sit in the
Bro,
corner and think
that
about
guy
what you did.
stinks.
He
Stinks.
stinks so bad. He
I
just
feel bad for
cannot.
him because he's always hurt. So I feel like he's had to rehab most of his career, and it's like at some point it's just the chicken's got to come to roost.
I do not want to see Avonte Maddox step foot on that football field ever again. Never for the Eagles. I. Mm-mm.
So all right, I always like to do this. So I feel like we got everything out. Well, anything else? Offense, defense, special teams that you want to talk about? I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Keely Ringo. That was tough, yo. Like I really thought we had a chance to win that game when he did that because I was like, yo, like all right, you know what I'm
Hold on,
saying?
Zay blocked it though. Give Isaiah Rodgers some credit.
Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers blocked it, but to score it was Because he had to tightrope the sideline a little bit. And I even thought he
Yeah,
might have
that
stepped out
was
of bounds
nice.
when I saw it. So I
Yeah,
mean,
that was nice.
that was tough. That was that grit that we're talking about. But well, anything else? Offensive, defense, special teams.
Vic Fangio.
What about Vic Fangio? It's not
Is
the
he?
coaches. They're putting the guys in positions to make plays. Like,
Why are they
go
playing
ahead.
so far off the ball? Why are they playing 10 yards back
I
off the
agree
ball?
with that. Like when Brady was saying that they're playing 10 yards off the ball and they're throwing 5-yard outs.
He's
It's
thinking like I
that's
don't understand why we don't adjust for that. I don't understand.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. Is Vic Fangio real or is he just some guy that's been like in the league for a long time and everybody just thinks he's this old school? Like, does he know what he's doing? Like, I don't understand that. I don't
No,
understand
he
no
knows what he's
adjustment.
doing, but
Well, he got
that
out
lack of
coached.
adjustment was alarming. But the players also need to act like they want to play football.
They didn't want to play. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it didn't look like any defensive game plan that was just obsolete. It looked like nobody wanted to play football. It looked like they were like, yo, it's mad hot out here. Like,
Like
Plus
literally,
the
it was
missed
like it's mad
tackles.
hot.
literally,
Like
Like,
like,
get out here.
just blatant open field tackles. Like, just the oh my god, that was horrible.
that
I
was
felt bad
horrible.
for BG because BG was out playing all those guys. He's the oldest one out there, and
I'm
BG
so
had to go on the
sorry.
radio. They do the. He has his own show on the radio, and he was like, I didn't even want to come here today because I knew what it was and I knew what it was going to be, and I didn't have like every single time he's like, I promise you we're going to be better. That wasn't us. Like he always had the same story, and he's tired of saying it. And he was like, look, that's on film. That's on film. We had to sit there and watch that, and it was embarrassing. He didn't even want to come there. I felt bad for BG. I really felt bad.
Yeah, the one thing about that with the coaching thing is BG shouldn't have came out that game. I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess I'm just an idiot or I'm too whatever, too old school. But it's like if you're
You are.
balling, you're not coming out of the game, bro. He's not coming out. It's like it's football. You only play on one side. You're not coming out the game. Sorry. Why would I put somebody in that's not playing as well as you are? You're not coming out. Especially putting out Bryce Huff out there instead of BG. No, you're not coming out the game. They gotta show me they want to play. You're not coming out.
Yeah.
So another thing, one more thing before we try and wrap it up is the Devin White thing. He retweeted something on X when the guy strip sacked Jalen, and they tweeted it on X, and then he liked it. Devin White from the side from the bench retweeted it. He didn't like it, and he said, "Oops, I meant to like it. I didn't mean to retweet it." So everybody's like, he needs to be cut. Like he's doing this stuff on purpose so that they cut him. Like how are you gonna retweet that your quarterback got stripped and fumbled and da 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 da, from your former teammate and this and that. So that's the other gossip, Devin White.
I'm not gonna go crazy over that. I just got two things to say about it. You have to hit two buttons to retweet a tweet. It doesn't just retweet when you hit the retweet button. You gotta hit retweet and then you have to hit retweet. So that I meant to like it. I did that by accident. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But second of all, like I don't even care about that. This whole ordeal with him not dressing and not playing the special teams coach literally was like, yo, if he wants to play special teams, he can. And he's just not doing it. It's like, okay, he should have been out of here. Like, we got to move him for reasons other than him retweeting other people. Like, obviously, he doesn't want to be here. So get him
Well, he
out of
wants
here.
But
to
wait,
start.
what is that, Justin? So he's not starting because
Yes.
he's not good enough. He got his spot taken by Dean.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's second team, and he refuses to dress. Is that what's the scoop there? Give some context on that.
So pretty much, yeah, it's he's second team, but other guys that are other units of linebackers, so like Trotter and Van Sumeren and stuff like that, they play special teams. So they dress because they also play special teams. The special teams coach spoke today and they asked him about why isn't Devin White on special teams at least. And he was like, well, if he wants to play special teams, like we're cool with it. We have a talk. He kind of said it in a very roundabout way, but if you glean the sentence, he was basically like, hey, if he wants to do it, he can. So he's not playing special
So
teams, he's not playing defense, so
he's
he's not
kind of
dressed.
skirted the question, but basically what he was trying to say is he feels like he's too good to just play special teams, but that's what he was trying not to say. We kind of got that gist.
Pretty
Like,
much. He was trying to find a euphemistic way to say that, and people see through that.
My
Devin White
question
just
is,
want to play special teams.
what happened to the accountability chat?
That's what somebody said. They said, I wonder what that looks like now.
That joy, I wish I could see when the last message was sent in that thing, because like
He probably got to scroll all the way down the phone to find out.
August, like they probably made that as soon as he made that comment, they were like, "We never texted this joint again, bro." Like, here this dude go. But again, goes
but
back
again,
to
BG
leadership.
commented on that too. He was like, I know dude wants to play. Like, he wants to play. I can
Goes back
understand
to
it.
leadership though. When you got people acting like that on your squad, it's because it's being tolerated, Joe. Like
You think
by the
Belichick
coach,
letting that fly? Belichick would cut him.
cut.
Cut. Said bye.
He
Cut.
did. Oh, it wasn't even Belichick. It was Mayo. But they cut Jalen Rager for saying that stupid stuff, yo. Like you got cut from the
Cutting.
practice squad. Like
Cutting.
you can't even be on the practice squad. Like come on,
What was that
stuff like
song?
that.
Cut
Well,
it.
it
Cut
was
it.
fun. It was fun while it lasted. I don't know how we gonna get up here and do this for what 12 more weeks, 13
Oh,
more weeks.
God.
Relax. It's gonna be fun. After the
I'm
bye,
being
we're
honest
gonna
with
be fine.
you. Where there's smoke, there's fire. It ain't
Relax.
no let's relax, let's see
There's
what
a lot
happens.
of smoke.
Like I said, all this stuff, if you keep seeing this stuff rear its head, it's for a reason. So
I believe in
after
my
today's
team.
episode, I'm feeling a lot worse than I felt coming into it. That's what I'm gonna say. But what I wanted to do before we wrap up is just I want to start giving like the final record of the team that we played. So the Saints, whatever, Falcons, whatever, Packers. What do you think the Bucks' final record is going to be?
10-7.
I'm not going to say it's them being good and us being, or is it them being good or us being bad? Because I feel like we talked about that for 40 minutes now. But what do you think? Like, do you think that's a playoff team? Do you think they're a meaningful games in December team? Do you think they're going to implode? Like, what is your read on the Buccaneers team?
10-7 football team. Division round playoff team.
That's high honors. What about
Nah,
you,
I'm
man?
not sold on them. I mean, they do have two good wide receivers, but I'm just not sold on Baker Mayfield yet. He looked good against our
You're
defense,
sold
but
on Jalen Hurts? My bad.
what?
Let me tell.
Baker Mayfield or Jalen Hurts?
I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield.
Well, who would you rather have, Baker
I'd
Mayfield or
rather
Jalen
have
Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, clearly. Does Jalen... 300 yards and no interceptions. Jalen Hurts has not done that this year.
Baker Mayfield has 984, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jalen Hurts has
6 interceptions.
930, 4
900.
touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
4 touchdowns? How many rushing touchdowns does he have?
He has 3 rushing. Oh no, he has 2 rushing touchdowns.
So 6.
So he has 6. But like tush pushes don't count because he didn't do anything to get there. That was probably Saquon's plays.
And he still scored
He
it.
didn't do anything. He touches the ball every single time. Like, he did something.
I'm mad at him. He's got to show me something.
I
That's all
see
I'm
that,
saying.
but you shouldn't be.
Tush pushes
Support your
don't count. I'll
quarterback.
never get down with that. You know
No,
what
he
he
Support your
counts.
quarterback.
Yeah, I was about to say. You know what he
No,
kills
I'll give
for
him
an
those.
automatic 1-yard touchdown?
Because I be watching these other teams, like they can't even do it. Like the Redskins or the Commanders can't even, they can't
Nobody
even
can
dare
do
to
it.
put that dude
Nope.
on a QB sneak. Like they
Can
can't
do
even
it.
do it. So I'll give him that. But I mean, I'm looking at 2 things. Like I said, the head and the body. I'm looking at Sirianni and I'm looking at Hurts. I'm not even really mad at Sirianni because all his job is to rally the troops. And if Hurts isn't leading the team, then what is he supposed to do? You know
Hurts
what I
is
mean?
leading the
Like
team. I've heard
I don't see it.
several teammates say that Hurts is their guy. I'm telling you, they wouldn't just come out and say that if they just wouldn't say anything. They would just
Yes, they would, especially after last year.
they would not say anything. They didn't
As a
say
matter of
anything last
fact,
year. They didn't say
it's a
anything
fight or
last year.
flight response because it's a panic. Like,
No,
oh
they
God,
did not
he's gonna
say
play again.
anything.
Defend him. He's a great
No,
leader. He is.
they didn't. They didn't say that last year, Daniel. They didn't say because I was listening for it. This year they have said it. I've heard Saquon say it sincerely. I've heard all these guys say it. The only one person I haven't heard say it though is AJ, which concerns me. But
AJ about that business. That's why AJ she's trying to ball.
Well, let's hope that him and Smitty coming back next
I
week
don't think I don't think that Sirianni and him are. What might be happening is that Sirianni's trying to meddle in the offense and try and call these stupid, crazy things, and he has no clue what he's doing, and it's aggravating people. That's
I'm
the only thing I
so
can think of.
sick of the new thing that's going around on Twitter of people being like, "This isn't Kellen Moore's offense. This looks like Sirianni's offense." I'm like, brother,
That's the only
how many
reason I
times are
can
we
think
gonna
of him
go
being
through
upset.
this? Like, how many times are we gonna do this, bro? Maybe the players just stink. I
But when
don't
they're
know.
asked, I'm telling you, when they're asked, everybody's like, look, everybody except Jalen says Sirianni's our guy. Nick is our guy. He's our guy. We would run through a wall for this guy. They all
That's
say it.
corny in a lot of ways, but I don't know. I just don't like that the team can look that gutless while he's on the field because I feel like if Devontae's on the field, at least Devontae looks like, you know what I'm saying, he wants to play football every game. If AJ's on the field, AJ looks like he wants to play football every game. Hurts ain't really look like he wanted to play football last week, like the rest of the team. Like, I don't like that. That's weird. That's crazy.
No leadership, yo.
Crazy.
I mean, it's kind of disheartening when you're getting ready to get the ball back and the stupid guy doesn't know the rule not to
I
push
don't care.
somebody into your freaking punt
I
receiver
don't care.
and they give them the ball right back. And
I
when
don't care.
people aren't catching the ball, like, come on, just
Don't care.
okay, well, don't
Don't
care.
care.
But those are good reasons.
Don't care. If I came home making all these excuses to you as to why I can't succeed, you would say the same things I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know why you got to coddle him like this, but I don't care. I don't care what's going on
I'm
around you.
not
Do you want to play or
coddling him.
not?
I'm not coddling him. To me, he looked like he didn't want to play. He was making the best of what he had out there, which was nothing. Besides Saquon and Dallas, who Dallas Goddard had one good week, and he all of a sudden he forgets how to play football.
Go back
Dallas
and
Goddard is
watch.
not that
If
good, by the
you
way.
if you have NFL players, go back and watch the Packers game from 2020 and
Yes,
watch the whole
Justin.
thing. Watch
He
Carson
was
Wentz.
hungry back then.
Yeah,
He
watch
was
Carson
hungry
Wentz
back
play and then
then.
watch Jalen play and tell me what
Yes.
player looks like he wants to play football and what that looks like when he's throwing a freaking Jalen Rager and has, I don't know, like, who's his
That's when
blockers? Like, I don't think
everybody
he's
was trying to
lineman
get
for
some
him.
steak, does? Okay, he
So
got
why
his
are you
steak
not playing
now.
like
What
that
is the
then?
difference? Yo, that is what we're talking about. Like, have a sense of urgency. It's,
We'll see.
and
Play
that's
like
what I'm
that.
saying, yo. Like,
That
I
team was
hate that.
terrible. He put that team on his back when he came in. That team was awful. And he said, I don't care. I need to play. I should be playing. I should have been playing. He's not that right now. And especially in the playoff game last year, where it was like the team was sleepwalking, he was
That's the
too.
worst part, yo. Like, they left a terrible taste in your mouth. It was the same thing. You went into their stadium last year and acted like you didn't want to play and got blown out. And then we come back, we have a chance at redemption. I don't care that your two guys aren't playing, bro. Show me
But
that
you
you're that
should.
dude.
You
All
should
right.
care.
We're gonna wrap it up. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. Yo, Jalen Hurts, you're on the clock, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. That's the theme of this episode.
I still
Because
love you,
You on the
Jalen.
clock.
You're still
week
my guy.
You
six,
are on the clock.
week 6,
Why
we'll
don't I get
see.
the thumbs up? My thing hates the
Because your
thumbs up
camera
button.
blurry.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're just a family that loves the birds sometimes and hates when they disappoint us. But this is the bird's
We
nest.
always love them. We can still get mad at them. That's what
All
it is.
right. We'll say that. Over, out.